ton of stuff I should have gotten rid of. I hoard food, I will admit it. It's a problem, and I hoard food so long that then it expires and I don't get to enjoy said food. I'm ready for massive growth, but with massive growth, you have to start somewhere, and I'm gonna start small by decluttering the stuff that we have, and then I will focus on organizing. I don't think they're ready for this jelly. But hey, it's not expired. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, some work to do. All right, guys, I think I'm ready to take you in. Deep breath. I have recorded this so many times, my before. You know what I didn't do? An after, because I never truly got to it. Okay, I did like in 2020 when I filmed a couple of videos on a before and after of my pantry, but I don't know, sometimes I need to have something crazy to motivate me. And if it means that I have to film a video in order to go through my pantry, so be it. Let's do it every January. You know what I mean? I can go through it more often than that. I should constantly declutter. This is what I've learned. Decluttering is not like a one and done thing, but the bigger thing is going to be that I constantly work on maintaining it. Well, no, again, I say, nay, I say, the decluttering is probably the bigger thing as long as I continue to maintain it. What I know is that I have neglected the space, but no longer. Once I get a great system in here, I will make sure to better manage my family to that system. And I don't know, I guess it all starts with me, so I can't do much about anyone else, but I can tell you I organized my spices and that made me happy. I've done this a few times where I refill the spices, and I have this ladder in here. I'm going to take it out so that I can get a better before shot, but it will be nice for me when I'm trying to get up high and work on the top of the pantry. And I actually asked for an additional shelf to be placed all along the top. So while the other homes with a similar design do not have that shelf, we're making better use for ourselves. And yeah, I'll get some better angles when I get up higher. Let's take a look from the top, shall we? Oh yeah. The much needed hot drink bomb kit so that we could make hot cocoa bombs. That was really, really important. Now this actually has a serving tray in it. Do not be deceived. It's not just an empty box, but I do have those in places in my home that I need to get rid of. These, I tried to previously put like serving trays and things like that together. A couple fondue sets. I don't know where my other one is. Oh, it's farther down there. This is all party supplies, miscellaneous things that I didn't necessarily need to keep or get in the first place. Then we have our row of batteries. I was pretty excited in my previous videos that I came up with the system for our batteries. So this isn't the way that I'm going to store them, but I'll show it later in the video when I put them all back because I don't like the way this is. But you can see everything's broken down. And then I did previously have them broken down by other types as well, like, you know, these funny doodads. You know, the ones like for watch batteries and miscellaneous games. This video is largely going to be about me, but I think it'll be okay with my husband that I'm going to mention he has been trying to collect plastic bags because we learned that they're going to start charging for them in the grocery stores at some point. So I don't know. I'm like, we don't have a scarcity mindset. We need to work on getting rid of things. This is what I'm telling myself and him. There are a lot of Young Living products because I am a customer, and so I am constantly getting products. I am also a distributor, so it's fun to try out different things. But I'm not the one who buys our medications. Ryan has some pretty like specific ideas of what he wants us to have on hand for medication. I'll tell you what, he stocked up on the children's Tylenol in the pandemic. Unfortunately, I think a lot of those are expired. So bringing us down here, this is our newest addition. We put in this small fridge because when I started a new weight management program, I wanted to be able to have a different solution. Let me tell you about it. I got this personal fridge so that I could separate my healthier choices from my family's choices. They eat a lot of pasta, and I do mean a lot, like most nights of the week. And so it was important for me to have some foods that were going to be separated. Can you help me? I think my husband has a problem. We have all this pasta and more and more and more. It keeps going and going and going. I guess the point would be that when I open it up, I want to see fruits and vegetables, raw foods that are things that only I'm going to be eating anyway. And then they don't get pushed to the back of the fridge. Even if it's the fruit and veggie drawer, things can still just get trampled on. A lot of times my lettuce would be like underneath a bunch of heavier fruits. Like, why do we have citrus on top of my salad? I don't know, like crunching down my lettuce and turning it into soup. Not cool. I guess on the grocery run, I should have had a few extra things on the list. Next time. Okay, but I was like really afraid of bringing too many things into the pantry, knowing that I was doing this project. So I'll probably go out and get myself some fresh produce yet this week, as maybe even just a special treat, because I will have gotten rid of so much stuff. Speaking of fruits, life threw me a lemon in the middle of this project. I was rushed to the emergency room and spent the week in the hospital due to an infection that had formed on morning 1 of my pantry declutter. It grew worse and worse while I worked around my pantry and kitchen. I'll spare you from seeing the pictures in case expired food isn't the only thing that makes your stomach gurgle. Next thing I knew, I called my neighbor and she took me to the ER, but not before I filmed another quick video of my expired foods. I'm glad my neighbor friend reinforced the necessity of going to the ER when we did, because the infection led to sepsis by my ER intake. 4 days later, I came home and could finish my extreme decluttering project. A special thanks to my hubs who A, took great care of our kids, and B, tiptoed around my kitchen mess so I could manage it when I was well again. Anyway, let's get back to day 1 of decluttering. I started removing things off each shelf so that all food and nearly all bins could be examined. Obviously, my primary goal with decluttering food is to remove everything that's expired or won't be eaten for one reason or another. All right, I was going to stop and take a break for some coffee, but the situation is crazy. Words can't describe. But very soon I'm gonna do a really cute hot cocoa and coffee bar. That will be fun. All right, I'm starting to see some progress after having cleared this section of the shelf. It feels good, much better. I'm going to be moving down to this shelf, but I did want to mention this is a long box that I had that I assumed would work well as a riser, and so I did that back in 2020 and it did work really well. Initially I would put nuts and different things on various levels so that I could see what I was working with. That is featured in my last pantry video, but let's see, a couple of flaws. Wrapping it in this brown paper, you can see that some oil got on it, so we probably had something like a cooking oil setting up against it that had oil on the outside. And then, yeah, you can just see that I taped it together, but look, it actually looks like the oil transferred through. Maybe something leaked on the shelf. Point is, I think I will keep this little riser. I am not sure, but it is a nice option if it's something that you need yourself. Just an option. All right, this is the point at which I say, what in the? So a long time ago, and I mean like years ago, I remember putting parade candy in a plastic bag. Out of sight, out of mind. Lordy. Okay, so what do we have here? A dish from the 1800s that my grandma gave me. Seriously, would anyone like some Vintersaga gingerbread cookies? We can make them. It's a cookie set. No big deal. I think I only bought those 2 years ago. Oh, yeah, right. There's those again. Okay. Come to mama. Aw, isn't it nice to get your kids something and then give it to them a year later for the occasion? My kids were obsessed last January with like the foods and stuff where you cut them. So there's like these YouTube videos where you cut into real food and then you determine like, is this real or is this fake? I thought they would all three get a huge kick out of this. I mean, I am a fun mom. If I would give my kids the things that I buy for them. All right, now I thought that I was just gonna go back to time-lapsed footage, but then I look up here and I'm instantly smacked in the face with more things that seemed like a great idea, and then I just hoarded them. Look at this, holiday ornaments that I was going to decorate with my kids 2 years ago. Okay, now these, my husband makes these for the kids, and then I stay clear because I have issues. On this is another thing. I got it literally 2 years ago for my daughter's birthday. Well, it would have been more than 2 years ago because we would have used it almost 2 years ago exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm beating myself up over all of the things that seemed like this is such a fun mom choice. This is such a like really cool thing that my kids are gonna love doing. But I didn't execute because I was hoarding it. I was saving it. I was going to see if there would be another day or another time, or I ran out of time and I wanted it to be just right. Magical Unicorn Gelatin Cups Kit. Definitely from a couple of years ago as well. All of this unicorn stuff I was going to use a couple years ago, and then when I didn't, my daughter kept seeing it in the pantry and being like, when are we gonna use that? And I was like, oh, for your birthday again this year. Like, she was willing to do a unicorn theme 2 years in a row just so that she could enjoy a lot of this stuff that I've had in the pantry. I tried to have it hidden away as a surprise. Oh my goodness, I have a whole like collection of unicorn stuff that I had hidden away for a fun birthday time for her and her friends and her brothers, and I didn't bring any of it out that year or this past.
We're still doing it.
Yeah, we can. I'm sorry. You really wanted to do it? We did forget, didn't we? You know what else we forgot? You show me the one that you wanted to do, and I'll show you a couple more. Yeah, that was another one for your birthday. I'm so sorry.
There's cute unicorns.
They are cute unicorns. What do you think of this pantry now? What do you think? Does it look a little different? Oh yeah, I still have to get those, you're right. September of 2020. It's 2023 now. In my defense, I would have to be at least 5'10". Like, or get on the ladder, obviously, but I'm 5'4", and so I have to get up on a step stool just to see back here. And clearly I have plenty of other things to deal with, so I don't spend my time in this pantry climbing in the back corners. No, that's not an excuse. I should literally try every single stinking quarter to go through and make sure that this doesn't happen. Might I add, while I'm trying to make cases for myself, Exhibit B, the top shelf. I would have to be on a ladder to get up 7 foot, more than 7.5 feet, okay, in the air, just to get to the top. Does this help you understand? We measured this one, we measured that one. What's this fun shelf in between? For that shelf, seriously, more than 6.5 feet. It's okay, it's perfectly fine, but it's really cumbersome. Deep breaths, deep breaths. I am making myself a decadent coffee. I am being kind to myself. I can get through this. Also, can you do like a fancy topping with this? I don't know, it's probably too heavy. Ooh. And now my boys are asking if I'm talking to myself. Buddy, who are you having breakfast with?
Food.
Just a few of your closest friends?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This is my friend Flower.
You are so funny.
This is my friend Pancake Batter.
Yeah.
And that's my friend Ben. And
Silly.
that's my friend Tobin.
Tobin, okay. Are you willing to part with any of these plastic bags? Or any of them that are in the pantry still?
They'll just end up in a landfill. I want to make sure that they don't.
Okay. Before moving in, we made this a dedicated corner for our surround sound receiver to reside, but while decluttering, I was able to free up some space since we are using fewer components now. If you like satisfying before and after videos, don't miss my spice rack organizing video. I just condensed everything so that it wasn't off over by the fireplace and everything. It brought everything together. So this is what we're looking at. Seems like everything multiplies when you put it together. There's so much more. It's a lot. All right, I'm out here, I'm ready to throw things away, but there are a few items in which I spent more because I got organic or something special, and that makes it harder to let go of it. But again, we've got expirations of 2022, 2021, like, spent money on these things. So I have a ton of liquids. I'm going to dump them into a 5-gallon bucket, and I don't think I really have a better plan than that. And then I can recycle the cans, and everything that's not recyclable is going in this guy. Brand new bottles, chicken wing sauce, Thai peanut sauce. This is a bunch of stuff from Trader Joe's. Or no, this one's Target, but Trader Joe's, Target, I'm getting the better choices is what it seems like, and yet I'm throwing them all away. I think this is a steak sauce that we got in Jamaica. We went to Jamaica in 2012. This is the day I piled up all of our expired goods for me to take a goofy picture in. Little did I know I'd be leaving for the emergency room in a matter of hours. All right, after my unexpected week-long holiday at the hospital, I am looking at all of my holiday goods, and I need to unbox things and get them put away in the pantry. So I took a few things out, and yeah, I'm just gonna need to get going here. In this video, I've shown you my extreme pantry declutter. In the next videos, I'm going to review the Home Edit's newest exclusive collection from Walmart. Then come join me as I completely organize my decluttered pantry. All right, friends, so after one of the longest days and quite possibly one of the longest weeks in my life, I'm ready to show you the decluttered pantry. Are you ready? Let's go. So anyway, here is the pantry. What we are down to now is just the items that were not expired. I did not take absolutely everything out. As long as it wasn't an expired good or a consumable good, I guess, then I left it in. So you can see a lot of the stuff is in the same exact position. I did take all of the food out, and this is what's left. I rearranged a bit of it because I just couldn't leave it just like all tossed in there, but my husband helped me bring everything back in, and then I just kind of finessed it and grouped it into categories. So this is not the final look. I promise you that. We're not leaving it at this. A lot has changed in this neck of the woods. I definitely reduced a ton of the supplies that I had before, all expired coffees and teas, sadly, and so I only put back what is still good. I am going to organize it better shortly, and I look forward to doing my coffee bar and cocoa station. That's going to be a really fun video, and definitely a very welcome space, but this is so much better than it was. All right, guys, well, feel free to leave any messages in the comments. I will be happy to answer, but meanwhile, I'm just going to be taking deep breaths and enjoying my empty pantry until we fill it. By the way, my husband literally went to the grocery store 3 times this week. I am fortunate that I didn't have more to deal with.